Hello students, this is Hardik sir and today we will be starting our third part of civics lesson number 1 from standard 7 on equality. We have already seen other kinds of equality wherein we have seen about Kanta and other stories also. We have gone through the stories of Om Prakash Valmiki as well as the story of Ansaris. So through these stories we have come to know, we have concluded that there are a number of types of inequality that are prevailing in our society by the means of economical, that means rich and poor, different caste backgrounds, and as well as with the names of Ansaris you have found something about the religion. So there are a number of types inequality that are prevailing in the society, and now ultimately we had concluded our previous part with the question, if you were Ansaris, then how would you have responded to the suggestion that you were given to change the name? So please do write at least 3-4 sentences that what would be your feelings, because that ultimately deals with dignity. Now the question arises, what is dignity? Simply we can conclude that dignity means about giving and getting respect. Everyone has a self-respect, and such a self-respect is sometimes really hurt because of number of criteria, number of actions, number of discrimination that are taken place in day-to-day life. So such situations many of the times hurt the self-respect of other people. Now we will discuss something, how this dignity is violated, how the respect to other people is violated, that we are going to see in the upcoming part. As we know, you have already understood by that the caste we are born into, the religion we practice, the class backgrounds we come from, whether even male or female. These are number of things, number of criteria that determine why some people are treated unequally. We do know that equality has been granted by the constitution, it has been guaranteed by the constitution, but still because of caste, because of religion, because of being male or female, even your other backgrounds, number of criteria, number of factors that play a role behind the unequal treatment that is given to person. So Om Prakash Valmiki and Ansaris, we have seen the example, they are also being treated unequally on the basis of caste and religion, as we have already seen this. So thus these different stories only wants to inform you that still there are some sort of inequalities prevailing in the society. I have a surety that one of you will be the future chief minister or prime minister of the country and definitely will take care about the all fundamental rights and duties or whatsoever assigned or assured by the constitution. So we have a question that can you think of incident in your life when your dignity was hurt or violated, and how did this make you feel? What were your feelings when your self-respect got hurt because of such number of discriminations? So when persons are treated unequally, their dignity is violated. When there is unequal treatment, we find that the person who is not given equal treatment, at that time his or her self-respect is hurt. In our stories of Om Prakash Valmiki and even Ansari, their dignity was violated because they were treated in a different way, and that unequal treatment ultimately leads to the violation of dignity. So by picking on him and making him sweep the school because of his caste, as we have already studied the story, Om Prakash Valmiki's schoolmates and teachers hurt his dignity badly, as we have seen in the story, as he was given such a task because he belonged to such a caste, and because of that he was treated unequally. Being a child, Om Prakash Valmiki couldn't do much, as a child for him he had not much scope that he could take any action, but he couldn't save himself. It was his father who, when he saw his son sweeping, he felt angry because of such unequal treatment, and he confronted the teachers. With the case of even Ansaris, we have seen that their dignity was also hurt when they were refused to lease their apartment by other people who refused them to lease their apartment to them. And however, when the property dealer suggested to change their name, Means ultimately because of their names they were not able to get a flat or get a tenement or apartment on rent. So their dignity or self respect also was hurt because of such suggestion. Om Prakash and Ansaris actually do not deserve to be treated like this. They also deserve the same respect and dignity as anyone else have, but still such kind of inequalities still prevail in our country also. Here we have the pictures of a particular photographs. You might have seen this movie. This is from actually the movie Diwar, which was released in 1975, where a boy who works as a shoe shine and refuses to pick up the coin thrown at him, means still he wants dignity, he wants respect, because when he is given money like this he feels insulted, and that must be given respectfully, that whatever the fee he is charging, it must be given respectfully. He also finds dignity in the work. So if the thrown money he collects, that means his dignity is violated. Most of you would have seen or heard the name of Diwar. The main leading role was characterized by Amitabh Bachchan, and everybody would be knowing this. Let us have a look over equality in Indian democracy. So in India, how the people are treated equally and what role equality plays in our democracy. First, the word comes constitution. We know a set of rules through which a country or state is governed is known as constitution. So our constitution recognizes every person as equal. We all are equal in the society, and this means that every individual in the country, including male, female, any caste, religion, tribe or educational or economic backgrounds, are all equal. Everyone is equal, though they belong to any of the caste or religion, either they are male or female, whatever their educational or economic backgrounds are, but they are all equal. That our constitution recognizes, our constitution assures that everyone is equal. But this is not to say that inequality ceases to exist, means inequality stops here. It doesn't. But at least in democratic India, the principle of equality is recognized, means it is given that everyone is equal. But this is about the democratic India. While earlier, when we had not our constitution, most probably we can say that when no law existed to protect people from discrimination, when there were no laws against any discrimination and any ill treatment, there were several work and several people, they were treated unequal. So now there are several laws that work to see that the people are treated with dignity and equal. Means now everyone is equal and everyone's dignity is protected by number of laws. Before, when we had no constitution, by that time there were no laws to protect people from discrimination and ill treatment. Before, when we had no constitution, now we have constitution, and our constitution protects that there is no ill treatment and discrimination in the society. So this recognition of equality includes some of the following provisions. There are 4 provisions. The most important question it can be that name different provisions. So first you can see that we have equal, every person is equal before the law. What does it mean? It means that every person from president of the country to Kanta, means a domestic worker, which we have seen previously, they all are equal before law. Everyone has to obey the same laws. So this is the first criteria, the first provision which is provided by the constitution, which is provision in the constitution that every person is equal before law, from a president to a domestic worker. Everyone has to obey the same laws. Nobody has different laws. Second, no person can be discriminated. So this means that there cannot be any kind of discrimination on the basis of religion, race, caste or place of birth, or whether they are male or female. So the most important point again, discrimination is not allowed in any of the case or on the basis of religion, race or any caste. There are no such discrimination existing. There is not any permission given for discrimination. Third, every person has access to all public places. Means any caste background person, any religion, male, female, educational background, whatever the person have, they can visit any of the public places including playgrounds, hotels, shops and even markets. All the person can use publicly available wells, roads, bathing ghats, etc. Means this allows again equality to all the public places. And the last but the most important, again not the least, fourth, untouchability is also abolished by the constitution. So here we find the four different provisions. First we have that everyone is equal before law. Second, we have seen that there should not be any kind of discrimination. Third, we have seen that every person has access to public places. Fourth, we have seen that untouchability has been abolished. But how government can bring equality? How government can try to implement equality? So we have two ways through which government has tried to implement equality. So the first and second way both are important. So as it is guaranteed in the constitution, first we have laws. So the first way, that is through laws, government has tried to implement equality, and second through different programs and schemes which are launched by government. So government has two aspects. First, that is through laws, and second, that is through government programs and schemes through which it can help disadvantaged communities who have not got proper advantages, proper opportunities to grow up in life, to come at the equal level. For them, government programs and schemes are working so that they also get equal opportunity. There are several laws in India to protect every person's rights to be treated equally. There are a number of laws. As per the constitution, we have different laws to bring equality in the society. But apart from these laws, in addition to these laws, we have, means government has also set up number of schemes, number of programs to improve the lives of communities and even individuals who have been treated unequally for several centuries. Means the things which have been continuously for last couple of years or centuries, just to bring them to equal level, government has set up number of several programs or even schemes. Means government has two ways to impart equality. First through laws, and second through government programs or schemes. There are number of laws, and apart from laws there are number of schemes to bring equality in the society, and these schemes ensure greater opportunity for people who actually didn't have the same in the past. In the past they didn't have much opportunity, but with these schemes they have more and more opportunities. So number of schemes we are going to see. First, we are helped with the steps that is taken by the government, that is including midday meal scheme. Now what is midday meal scheme? You would have heard about it. So midday meal scheme refers to the program which was introduced in all government elementary schools to provide children with cooked lunch. So in this particular scheme, the government has tried to provide children with lunch, and this was the initiative taken by Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu was the first state in India to introduce this scheme in 2001. So this is again an important, that which particular state introduced midday meal scheme and in which year. And after its introduction, the Supreme Court asked all the state governments to begin the same program, and within 6 months it had to be implemented. So this is the scheme through which the poor people whose children are studying in such schools, they had an opportunity at least to have lunch in the school, and because of that there were a number of benefits. So what were the benefits they got? Let us have a look again about that also. So this program had number of positive effects. So what were the effects? So these include the fact that more poor children have begun enrolling regularly attending school. So more number of children enrolled in the schools, and they were also regularly attending school, because education is the most important part of our lives. पढ़ेगा इंडिया तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया. एंड दैट्स वाई ओनली to bring more and more children, to enroll more and more children to the school, these schemes were introduced, and teachers reported that earlier the children would go home for lunch. They used to go home during the recess time or free time, and then they would not return to school. But as midday meal is being provided, now the thing is they are not supposed to go their home again for lunch, and they have their lunch at home, so their attendance automatically gets improved. Their mothers who are workers, so their work also doesn't get disturbed, their work is also not interrupted, because when the children used to come home during the day, they also had to feed their children, but now that is not the question. So this task is also taken as a positive effect. This program has also helped reduce caste prejudices. So whatever the caste they belong to, but in schools, all the children, whether they belong to upper or lower caste, so-called lower or upper caste, they all eat the meal together. Means thus we can also remove or reduce the caste prejudice. Thus we can have all the caste at equal level over a period of time. Anything doesn't happen overnight. Dalit women have also been employed to cook meals. So this is again an positive effect we can say. The midday meal program also helps reduce the hunger of poor students. So as they came to school, they were hungry and they couldn't pay more attention, they couldn't concentrate because their stomachs were empty. But now with this is also not the problem. So this scheme also has helped by number of ways, as we have seen. You also should find something that how this happened. We also have a question over here. You can see that what is midday meal program and can you list out its 3 benefits. So you have to go through the paragraph again. You should find out number of benefits. Please do write in your notebook, and how do you think this program might help promote greater equality. So to bring equality, what role this scheme or this program actually plays, that also you should mention. So apart from this government program also, we can find that while government programs play an important role in increasing equality of opportunity, that is true, that they actually try to bring equality of opportunity. There is much that needs to be done. Only and only when these government programs are introduced, it does not mean that it will definitely bring equality, and once the sun of equality will be risen all over country. But still there are number of things which are needed to be done. As midday meal program has helped increase the enrollment and attendance, as we have seen, these are the positive effects of midday meal program, that it has brought number of students to the school, the attendance is also improved. But there continues to be still big differences in our country. Still there are some big differences, and that is between the schools that rich attend and the poor attend. So there are number of differences with these two schools also. Even today there are several schools in the country in which Dalit children like Om Prakash Valmiki are discriminated. Today also such unequal treatments are given, and the children are forced into unequal situations where their dignity is not maintained, their dignity is violated, their dignity doesn't get any respect. So now please do find out about some government scheme in your area also, if you have any sources, and what does that scheme do, and what is the scheme set up to benefit. So what would be or what are the benefits of that scheme? You have to find about government scheme which is run in your area, and even what are the objectives, what are the benefits of that scheme have. Please do find it. This is because people refuse to think of them as equal even though the law requires it. According to law, everyone is equal, but people still think that they are not. As we are discussing about the dignity of some children like Om Prakash Valmiki, who was being discriminated, and by the same way as the law requires equality, but still the people refuse to think of equal. So one of the main reason, what is the main reason of this unequal treatment? That this attitude will change, but it will take a long time. Even though persons are aware that discrimination is against the law, everyone is aware that discrimination is unlawful, but still they continue to treat people unequally. Still this unequal treatment is going on because of their caste, religion, disability, economic status, number of things, and even as they are women. So in all the cases we find that such things are still existing in our country, but over a period of time this can be removed, and it is possible only when people begin to believe that no one is inferior, everyone is equal, and that every person deserves to be treated with dignity, every person must be treated with respect. Then only such evils can be abolished from the society. Establishing equality in democratic society is a continuous struggle. It is not easy that today itself we will announce that everyone is equal, and from the moment itself everyone start feeling each other as equal. Not possible, but over a period of time, over a long period of time, there can be number of variations, there can be number of changes, that everyone will start feeling others as equal. So which is done as individuals, and even the communities also must work about it in India, and then they should contribute, and whatever they have contributed, that we are going to see in the same book itself. But still I would like to again mention that still number of things are to be done. Still, because of being unequal, there are number of things that we must still do, and just to try bring equality. So what are the issues of equality in other democracies, that we will be learning by the next video. Till then, keep learning, keep watching. Thank you.